morning. This is Jackie with Gale Force Winds. Welcome to the Lab West MyNext Conference and Trade Show. I'm very happy to have here with me Minister Andrew Parsons, and I will let you introduce yourself, Minister Parsons, and tell us a little bit about what you expect out of the conference.
Well, I'm Andrew, Minister for Industry, Energy and Technology. I always have a tough time making sure I'm getting it right. So I've been lucky enough to be in this role for a number of years now, and I've been lucky enough to be on this show a number of times. But I think this might be the loudest time that I've ever been on. This is exciting. There's a lot going on here. So my expectation for this is just relationship building for everybody. There's so much going on. There's so much opportunity, but it's a great chance for people to get to know each other, and out of that, there's opportunity that comes. So anything we can do to facilitate that, to help that, that's what we're here for.
Absolutely, and yes, you're no stranger. I've seen you at many of the events, and know that Gale Force Winds have interviewed you many times. I guess what would you say to the people attending here? You know, what would be your best advice for all the participants?
Well, I think right now, given the circumstances that we face globally, I think the thing that people need to remember is that we have to prepare ourselves to take advantage of the opportunities that we have. And we have every opportunity here to succeed, whether it's in Labrador or in Canada. But we need to make sure that these relationships are formed, because there's little things like supply chain and everything else that is going to matter. And so people talk about diversification. This is a chance to truly diversify. And even in mining, which sometimes doesn't get all the attention that it should, because it's like that quiet backbone of the economy for this province. But the fact is, there's so much that's there. I mean, as busy as it's here, and you know this, it's only going to get busier. But we need to put these safeguards in to ensure that we can get every ounce of prosperity out of it that we can. And that's part of what I think the message is to everybody today.
And I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, there's a lot happening, and I've been involved in mining for a very long time, and I think it's only going to get better and busier. And I really think this is a great opportunity for people to come together and really work together. Not work in silos, but work together. And I'm sure that's certainly a mandate of your department and our provincial government.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at IOC, when you look at what the Corps is doing, but there's more to come. As successful as they are, there's more to come with Champion. When we talk about Julian Lake, which hopefully we're going to be moving forward soon. When we look at Voisey's, what's going on there? They had a huge milestone last week. But at the same time, it's the secondary aspect of that. It's the supply and service sector that has a huge opportunity to prosper here. But our job, I think, in government sometimes too, is to listen to everybody, whether you're the CEO of one of these companies or somebody that's on the ground, to figure out what can we do as a government to reduce the red tape, to make things a little easier, to try to get some things that are necessary, absolutely, like an environmental assessment. But how can we shave days off that? How can we spur continued investment into the area, which is what everybody wants?
And you know what? That is so true, because a lot of times the processes are what burdens a lot of companies down. And, even for the small to medium-sized businesses, there's always been barriers to get them, contracts with the bigger companies.
Absolutely.
And the companies where they can add a lot of value. So is there any plans to help, facilitate any of that for the small to medium-sized business?
We're always open to that. I mean, there's small view and then there's big view. I mean, on the big view, the thing for us now is obviously delivering the power that is necessary for the expansion there. But on the smaller side of things, with the day-to-day, yes, our department has to work with contractors and everybody else to figure out how can we make sure that they're getting every opportunity. So monitoring benefits agreements, making sure that they have every catalyst that they need for success. That's what we're there for. But the big message I would put out is, don't just expect government to figure these things out. Come to us, talk to us, tell us what we can do. And sometimes people forget that, we've got a bunch of people that want every success for these companies. You just got to reach out and touch base and just go from there.
Absolutely. And Newfoundland and Labrador has a lot of organizations
Yes.
that can also help with breaking down some of those barriers.
Absolutely.
You have NLO, you have WRDC, just to name a couple, that are there to really help female entrepreneurs break down
Absolutely.
some barriers. So, that's the other piece of it, I think, is educating and having an open door so that businesses can feel comfortable to come to government and know where.
Absolutely.
So-
No, it's sometimes the challenge is not that there's nothing going on, it's that there's so much going on, and communicating that to everybody out there, but the different groups, the different people that are there ready and willing to help. But it's a challenge because there's so much
There is.
to avail of. So, look, that's why these conferences are important. That's why we show up here, is to continue talking to people, making friendships, building relationships, talking about what's going on, and more importantly, listening to people about what we can do. So I'm excited to be here. It's always a good time to be in the big land, and it's only going to get better.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Minister Parsons. Do you have any final words?
I would just say a big thank you to the organizers. This stuff doesn't just come together, so thank you to the organizers. Thank you to all the companies and sponsors, and I'm just happy to be invited and come here. I always love it to get here and be around this excitement. It's pretty awesome.
It is. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
and I
you.
look forward to seeing you throughout the conference.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you.